What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be replacing valve covers on a 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe. Let's get started. First things first, let's open the hood. Let's remove this stupid beauty cover. Doesn't make sense to have this on there. Let's remove this rubber thing to the high pressure fuel pump. We'll start by disconnecting the connector. Let's get a rag and let's put it underneath the fuel rail. You can remove the fuse, start the car, run it until it dies out. It's to depressurize the system, but it takes too long. We can just do this. Open this up. We're going to push this clip in, this gray part, and be careful because fuel will squirt out. Push in the clip and remove the line. Oh wow, we got lucky. No fuel didn't come out. Move that out of the way. Now grab yourself a 19mm wrench. Put it on the flange. Loosen it up. Now I'm going to remove the two 10mm bolts. One, slowly. There is a spring underneath that. There we go. There's one. Two. Set that aside. Now we're going to remove the high pressure fuel pump. Push this line back. There you go. Now we're going to remove the PCV hose. Set that aside. And the vacuum hose that's on top of the valve cover. That's connected to the airbox. Okay. Set that aside. Now we can remove all ignition coil connectors. Pull up the safety tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we can remove the connectors. There we go. And let's start loosening up this harness. It's held on by 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts. Now we got one more thing. That ground held on by a 10mm nut. Right there. Now grab the harness, pull it back. You can use a bungee cord or something like this to hold the harness back. Now remove all 4 coils held on by 10mm bolts. This is cylinder 4, cylinder 3, cylinder 2, and 1. I like to put them back in the same place that I removed it from. Now let's start removing all the bolts that hold the valve cover in place. There's 5 in the front. And that's how they look like. 2 on top. Now we're going to remove the 4 bolts in the middle. Go. Now we got the 2 bolts on top. Let's remove the bolts. And the last one's right here. Now you're going to have 5 bolts in the back of the valve cover. Now grab yourself a pry bar and pry the valve cover off. You can pry on the rear. Now we can grab our valve cover, lift up and out. Remove the old gasket. And the gasket that goes around the high pressure fuel pump. That's how that one looks. Now grab yourself a rag and clean the surface that the old gasket was sitting. And with the spark plug tube seals. See. So all the surface where the old gasket seats is all clean now. See? And where the high pressure fuel pump is, it's clean. And before putting the new valve cover gasket on, always put some silicone on the edges. Always. Just put a dab in the front. Like so. and then the dab in the rear, like so. Now we're gonna clean the surface and the edges, remove the old silicone, just clean it all off like that. There we go. Now we're gonna grab our new valve cover gasket. That is the part number from Hyundai. Now let's put it on. Now I'm sorry, gasket. And it is. The kinks, pinches, and probably. There we go. Go one more time around. Make sure it's flat. Now we're going to install the gasket where the high pressure fuel pump sits. That is the part number. Hyundai. And that's how it looks like. Again, there you go. Ready to install. After you clean all the valve cover, make it look pretty, and reinstall it. Now we're going to reinstall the valve cover. We're going to put it in like that, and then push it down. There you go. Now tighten down all the bolts. Now we're going to tighten them down by hand. And all you guys got to do now is just reinstall everything in reverse order. And don't forget the vacuum line. Just install the harness. Now reinstall the high pressure fuel pump. It does has a reusable gasket. If it's decent, reuse it. There you go. Tighten it down. Reinstall the fuel line. So you hear it click. Push down the tab. Now we're going to tighten up the fuel line. We're going to change out this fuel cap. Bought a new one. I'm going to reinstall that. There you go. Now let's go start her up and verify that there is no more leaks. I would cycle the key 3 times before starting. There you go. And just verify that there is no more leaks. Look in front of the valve cover. Look behind the valve cover. Confirm everything looking good. And don't forget this little rubber cover. There you go. And don't forget the Stupid Beauty cover, because you know it adds extra horsepower. There you go. Now it's time for a test drive.